as I've said many times in different occasions, it's not a running away from, it's not a letting go of your duties. It's not a falling back on your duty. It's a recognition of a very clear dharma. It's a recognition of your purpose, of your meaning. Never should taking sannyas be something that is a failure to fulfill a duty. When I was going to take sannyas, Puja Swamiji made me go back to America and take my parents' blessings. And of course, it never would have been something that I could do if there was even the slightest possibility that my parents wouldn't be able to take care of themselves financially. By God's grace, I was in a situation where I didn't have to work to make money to give them, to support them. But if I were in a situation, I'm an only child, I don't have brothers or sisters. If I were in a situation where my parents were going to be financially dependent on me in their old age, there's no way that he would have given me permission to take sannyas. So, yes, on the one hand, as our duty, as our dharma, when we open ourselves up to the world, service of the world, giving and giving and giving, like the sun, like Mother Ganga to the world, we have to realize our family is also part of the world. There's no teaching that says, thou shalt serve the world, except the people who actually gave you birth. Or thou shalt serve the world, except those who love you the most. That's not a spiritual teaching. And so yes, on the one hand, there's absolutely a responsibility to not run away from one's duty in taking care of family members. And simultaneously, there's a great importance at understanding what that responsibility means. Because everyone, of course, has free will, and everyone, of course, has abilities and make their own decisions. So if it were, for example, your children instead of your parents that you were thinking about, and you had given them an education, given them a great education, given them all of the wonderful opportunities, it's not your duty to stand there and make sure that they make every right decision in their life. You've planted the seeds, you've watered it, you've shined the sun on it. That seed has now blossomed and sprouted. It's doing its thing. And so this is where, even for people who aren't taking sannyas at young ages, when we speak about the ashrams of life, of moving from brahmacharya ashram phase to grihastha ashram phase to vanprastha ashram phase to sannyasa ashram phase, even in what's considered the most normal, standard dharmic life, you're still supposed to move away. You are not supposed to stand there and watch over your children as seeds and your grandchildren as seeds and make sure that they sprout the right way and grow the right type of fruit. You're supposed to be on that vanprastha ashram and sannyasa ashram phase of life anyway. In terms of taking sannyas younger, though, in what would normally be considered the householder phase of life. If you have people who are dependent upon you, young children, elderly parents, who have no other way of taking care of themselves, it's your duty to take care of them. But young children grow. Young children become adults. And they develop the ability to take care of themselves, whether they're going to do it the way that you think they should or not. That's irrelevant. At that point, you could say that your responsibilities are completed if you're feeling that dharmic pull to take sannyas. If not, by all means, stay and continue to guide them through different phases. But the way that the question was asked, no, it's not your responsibility to make sure that all of your family members have well-paying livelihoods before you can fulfill your dharma of sannyas. You definitely want to make sure not to run out on people who are singularly dependent on you and who have no other way to take care of themselves. Not just that they have gotten habituated to you providing for them because they'd rather not work or they're lazy. That's not your responsibility. But if they're young children or aged parents, then yeah, you have a duty to them. But otherwise, everyone has their own karmic package. And everyone has their own free will and their own path that they have to walk. And it's not your responsibility to be there and make sure that everyone is completely set everywhere they're supposed to be. There's a great expression that says you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And so if you've done your part, leave the rest in God's hands. Have faith. Have faith in their own intellect, their own ability, their own karmic package. And have faith in God. Because you definitely have a responsibility to your own dharma. That's for sure. So you want to be sure to fulfill that before the years of your life run out.